What is Al-Anon all about, and how does it relate to educators? Who we are. We're members of the Al-Anon family groups, AFG, of Wisconsin and Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We are here to present information about Al-Anon and what it has to offer to the people in your community. Here's what I will be sharing with you today. Anonymity is an essential principle in the Al-Anon program, meaning who and what is said there stays there. So it's a safe place and there's no gossip. As we know, drinking in Wisconsin is a problem. A few examples of problematic behaviors are driving under the influence, violence while under the influence, and auto fatalities. Also, there are bar fights, domestic and child abuse, along with other repercussions of the prevalence and intensity of the drinking in Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. Only 10% get help for their drinking problem, as seen by repeat arrests for DUI, even after having their driving license revoked, along with many other examples. For every person who has a drinking problem, at least 4 other lives are affected. Current estimates are as high as 10. The majority of people affected by someone else's drinking do not know that help exists for them. Educators often come into contact with those people who are affected by someone else's drinking. Statistics show that people in a variety of relationships with a drinker are affected in some way by the drinking. It covers all demographics. No one is exempt. Often, when drugs are involved, somewhere there is use of alcohol as well. People affected by someone's drug use can also find help in Al-Anon. So what are the effects on those in relationship with an excessive drinker, and where can they be found? Absolutely everywhere around us in our communities. Here is what a police officer we interviewed had to say about where he routinely saw people affected by someone else's drinking. Children from homes with excessive drinking and or abuse often act out in many ways, such as making excuses for parents, acting out, poor grades, or overachievers. Students that are overly concerned about excelling or perfection may be a sign of fear of parents' reactions at home. Domestic violence incidents where sober spouse or children are affected. Sometimes both spouses are drunk and the children are bewildered. Emergency detention centers where the suicidal person is drunk and the rest of the family cannot stop the behavior. According to the latest Al-Anon member survey, there's strong evidence to show that abuse is more prevalent when someone has been drinking. Many young affected family members are often attracted to users, both alcohol and or drugs, as well as physical abusers. The officer said he has also seen teens run away to get out of a family with addiction. Teens affected by family members often get poor grades, leading to dropout, poor life choices, and possibly lower career results. Students living in homes with drinking or drug use frequently act out in such ways that they end up incarcerated repeatedly, missing school, engaging in violence, or committing felonies. Here are some other places educators can find students affected by someone else's drinking. Al-Anon has a single purpose. Because we have all been in relationships and have experienced those emotions and sometimes the abuse. It helps members feel less shame, more likely to reach out, and more hope for improvement of the situation. Here's some basic information about Al-Anon. We are worldwide to provide support to families and friends of drinkers based on the 12 steps of AA that can provide spiritual support. We are Al-Anon. The big question from newcomers or people unfamiliar with Al-Anon, does it work? It has been proven that the stress of living and dealing with a problem drinker have a variety of physical effects on people in relationship with excessive drinkers. As reported by the member survey, attending Al-Anon results in a decrease in those physical problems. After attending Al-Anon meetings, members report improved well-being across the board in their daily life and emotional state. Why do people come to Al-Anon? The last two statements were results of a 2015 member survey. People reported improvement in spiritual quality of life and improved physical and mental health as well. So what can educators do to help the families and friends of problem drinkers? Learn about Al-Anon. Educators often see children behaving in abnormal ways in school. Many times this is because of the alcohol use or abuse in the home setting. Today, we will leave some informational papers about Al-Anon that can be left with those affected by the drinker. Here are some resources if you have questions about Al-Anon as a whole or Al-Anon in your area. There are group meetings in many communities that you serve. Thank you for your participation.